Good day, Ross Jason Bowman Line. It's 7:15, been up since 4 a.m. Some type of smell wakes you up in alarmness and freak out. You can't sleep. It's like somebody's trying to shoot guns at you, like I said before. It's the 8th month, August 22nd, 2016. Well, let's talk about family violence and psychological abuse and physical abuse, emotional abuse and stuff like that, and financial abuse. Easy enough. And let's talk about torture, human rights, and the right to family and everything like that. Equal protection before and after the law. And gang warfare or gangsterism and cults and organizations and groups and unions and union runs and shit like that. I think that's enough on that, hey? And let's call it an ambush to a military person who can't deal with it, and it's called post-traumatic stress syndrome because they can't deal with being ambushed by groups of people with psychological abuses and smells that fuck your brain up, so you can't gain your composure, like what happened the other day to me, and what happened with me upstairs with Tony as well, in the elevator after talking to Robbie, saying that I'm psychologically deranged because he heard secondhand information because he doesn't know what he knows. He's a transgender male who thinks he's a female and has his hormones displaced as well. That's right, this smell agitates the shit out of you, and hours later you finally gain your composure from being freaked out completely because you can't even speak properly. Psychologically assaulting somebody. A game is only as fun as a game until somebody gets out of hand and starts assaulting somebody and trying to harm somebody deliberately. Just like going to the gym, a muscle tear is a muscle tear. Dropping your own weight on your foot is your own injury as well, and only injuries that will happen. Not somebody coming up and hitting you or spitting you or spraying something on you for some cleaning spray or the cable breaking. The cable breaking shouldn't happen, general maintenance, but a premeditated attack or an assault on you, acted out beforehand, knowing what they're trying to do, psychologically assaulting somebody with smells and different acts that traumatize people who have to look for an asylum in life away from people like that who want to psychologically and physically harm you by chemicals, smells, and psychological trauma. It's not a training scenario either because you're not being paid $500 to $1,000 per week to live like you would be taking basic training in the military or the police and coming out after 6 months after the age of 19 with a career in that field, which no police officer or RCMP, let's say, and military have to go through 16 years of being assaulted, tortured, abused, starved to death, starvation, mistreated by government officials from day one, assaulted by parents, and so forth. Like I said, if your parents want a child to abuse you and be ignorant, why don't they fuck off and die so you can live a life? And their associates that keep traumatizing and trying to harm you for over 16 years that it got worse, and pre-fed information that's a complete lie to harm you. Yeah, just like the movie What Wanted. You wait till they get to the spot they're at, then you take their shot. Or take one, take two, take three, till you get the right shot, and that's the one you edit and cut for your fucking movie. Now we got the charge on that person because we finally psychologically and physically harmed somebody to get the right scenario we wanted to. Like Picton, you piss somebody off, then they go out and do something like that. Or Moncton, they go and shoot somebody. That's right, Going Postal by Billy the Kid on the internet. It's on, Hub TV. I've said it a million times. You just go to Google, you type it in, why people go postal, and there it pops up. I'll tell you the website real quick. Here I'm just looking it up, looking at my history. Why they go postal. I click on it, it says hubpages.com/healthy/postal. Hub Pages. You can Google the guy on Facebook as well, and maybe he'll accept you. He's on YouTube as well. Anyhow, you have a great day. Making somebody psychologically fucked in the head from psychological and physical harm and chemical harm, taking hormones away, and premeditated assault that are prefabbed acts of society to harm another person. That's right, you're a terrorist. You're trying to harm a Canadian citizen and fuck with the structure of society, the laws of family violence, torture of the criminal code, and codes from, what is it? Oh yeah, aggravated assault, assault with a deadly weapon being the chemicals you're using, and dispersing a firearm or mace or smell that inflicts pain on other people or harm or death, and yeah, the 10 Commandments. Do unto others as they do unto you. I don't assault you, you don't assault me. That's called respect. I shall not harm, because harm leads to killing. And number 5, nor thy ass. If we haven't voted on it, on cultural changes and laws, such as gun control, C-51, gayness, transgenders, and all this kind of stuff, women's rights, women's right to vote over the last 100 years, then it doesn't exist, does it? That the people didn't have the right to vote for it. And just Parliament only. Because we voted on Quebec separating, didn't we? And that was a big issue. I guess a law being changed, gun control, allowing gays and transgenders to act like that in public, and so forth, so they're not prosecuted anymore, which is a good thing, I guess. But they have to live their life, we live our life, and don't convert our neighbor. The world's not all about gayness, transgenders, or families, and military, and sports, and fitness, I should say, or sitting on a computer all fucking day because you're stuck sitting in a chair and you can't go out and work a proper job, and you're sick and tired of slaving on a job, and fair wages. Human rights. That's right. Everything's about human rights and the laws and ethics of the world and not being violated. These are the promises that our government has made to us, that we will be protected equally and fairly before and after the law by laws, ethics, and human rights. And are they really looking after the people properly and backing their promise to the people? That's right. Promises to the people.